Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending from where you are listening from. I wish to share my homily of the sixth Sunday in the ordinary time of the year, according to the liturgical calendar of the church, which falls on the 12th day of February 2023. I center the theme of today's reflection on the fulfillment of the law. Christ is the fulfillment of this law. The first reading taken from the book of Sirach, and then Ben Sirach, on writing this book as a background, was reacting to the existing state of his people during that period. And the people, because it was a period of the Hellenism, the people were shifting away, forgetting gradually the God that saved them, and then responding to the rapid growth and the spread of the Greek culture and the language. To this effect, Ben Sirach tried in his writing to remind the people that they should focus on God, and then the greatest wisdom cometh from God alone. It is after setting this base that he tried to reference the Pentateuch, to be precise, the Deuteronomy, where an option was given to the people of Israel to make a choice, either to choose life or death, either to choose God's blessings or curse. Compare Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 26 to 28, and also Deuteronomy chapter 30 from verse 15 to 20. Christ entered the scene in the gospel reading today, and then as a way of reacting to the existing order of the people that claim to know God, whereas in their daily activities it is a portrayal of the fact that God is nowhere to be found in their day-to-day actions. So sequel to that, Christ introduced himself in the gospel reading as one who have come to fulfill the law. In fulfilling the law, the person of Christ realized the law and the prophets. Also in his teaching is the completeness and then the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. So the person of Christ is both the subject and the object, so long as you are talking about him being the fulfillment of the law. In the person of Christ, the law and the prophets are realized, completed, and fulfilled. This means that both the law and the prophets points to the person of Christ. With the challenge in the first reading on the fundamental option whether to choose whether to choose God, life, or his blessings, or to choose death or calamity or curse. Oftentimes we claim to choose life, whereas in our day-to-day activities we portray as if our choice is that of death. This is why Christ came, in order to conform our external manifestations with our inner dispositions. With this, Christ, who is himself life, have come that we may choose life. Yes to life is an option that we have chosen Christ himself, who is the way, the truth, and the life. And the no to Christ is an option that we have chosen death. No to Christ is the culture of death. And then in this culture of death, man moves to self-destruction because we negate the dignity of man, we negate to preserve life, we negate to promote life. So no to Christ is man tending to move towards self-destruction. Christ was pictured in the gospel reading to correct our yes to the choice of life. Our yes in parentheses because we claim that we have chosen life. But practically, we are gearing towards the choice of death. So Christ was pictured in order to fulfill the law, such that what we do, what we say, will conform with our innermost disposition, which is our thought. Little wonder he maintained that unless our righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and the Pharisees, we will never enter the kingdom of God. Therefore, who are the Pharisees? The Pharisees are those who claim to be what they are not. With their external actions, they present themselves as being pious, being good, but in their thought and in their innermost disposition, they are tending towards the culture of death. This is why Christ said, He have come to fulfill the law, not to give an opposing teaching, not to give not even a different teaching, not even also to remain in the existential social order, that is the present day happening, that is the way of people claiming to choose life, whereas in their actions they are tending towards the culture of death. However, Christ came to fulfill, to complete, to realize the law and the prophets. That is why he said, not even an iota will be taken away from what God has said. Therefore, in order to fulfill the law, our outward manifestation, that is our actions, must conform with our inner disposition of the mind, that is our thoughts. Christ spoke from the mountain and he said, you have heard this, but I tell you. This implies that our Lord Jesus Christ is speaking to us authoritatively. First, he surpasses Moses, who brought the law of the Old Testament. In essence, in degree, and in reality, Christ is above Moses. Therefore, if Moses had said this, listen to the completion or the meaning of what Moses has said, because he himself that is speaking to us now is greater than Moses in essence, in degree, and in reality. And he began. To achieve this, Christ began his teaching. First he said, you have heard you shall not kill. To kill is an external action, external manifestation, external show. But whoever that is angry, to be angry is innermost disposition of the mind, the thoughts. In order to conform what we present in our actions with what is in our mind, there must be this conformity, this connectivity, and then this synergy that will connect both the mind and our action, such that Christians will not only depend on what we present in our actions, also what we have in our mindset is of immense importance. And before the law should be fulfilled, what we present, which is a mere representation of the letters of the law, must conform to the innermost disposition of obeying these laws, which is attached with love in the innermost disposition, which is our thought, it must conform with what we present in our actions in order to fulfill the law in our own case study. So Christ said, you have heard, if you kill, you'll be liable to judgment. But I am now telling you that he who is angry with his brother is also liable with judgment, presenting an outward manifestation with an innermost disposition, the thought. Again, he said, if you are presenting your offering at the altar, perhaps on the way you remember that you are not in good terms with your brother. The act of presenting an offering to the altar is an outward manifestation, so it is an external action. And then in your mind you remember that you are in enmity with a brother or a sister, which is in the mindset, in the mind, in our thoughts, we are not in good terms with our brother. Christ invites us to conform what we are doing, that is presentation of these offerings, with the mind by reconciling that, by reconciling ourselves with our brother, perhaps we may have termed as an enemy. So, thirdly, Christ said, you have had it said to you, if you commit adultery. But I say to you, he who looks at woman lustfully have already committed adultery in his heart. Calling man back to be conscious of what is in the mind. The mind is the seat of the person, and from the mind evil thoughts come up. Therefore, we must synchronize, we must conform what is in our mind with what we present in our actions. It is only when we do this that we can be able to say that the law has been realized in our person. Christ is inviting us to ensure that this law is realized in our day-to-day activities, not merely by presenting through our outward manifestation that which is good, but also thinking about that which is good, such that what we present as actions will conform with what we have in our mind. That is why in the second reading, St. Paul invites us to be conscious that the true wisdom cometh from God alone. He himself gives a true wisdom, which is different from the wisdom of the world. And the wisdom of the world centered on just external manifestation to please someone, to make someone understand the outward show of yourself, which is different with what we have in mind. But the true wisdom cometh from God, and then it is in this true wisdom that we will be able to conform our actions with our thoughts for the good of the church, the greater glory of God, and for our own salvation and sanctification. May the words we had this period, this season, bring God's blessings in our lives, in our families, and in our societies. God bless you.